Hey everybody, Diaz here with the Effects Loop, keeping you in the loop of the guitar community. We have an awesome show for you. We're doing a double release with 60 Cycle Hum, and we are going to be talking about some NAMM stuff and everything like that. But if you don't know, we've been skipping a couple episodes, and all of that has been here so we can bring to you episode
69, dude.
That's it. Yes. We did all this.
Was that the delivery that you wanted?
That's all I wanted.
69, dude.
That's the whole thing was so Ryan could say it.
Thank you for that gift. We're here at the NAMM Airbnb. We're going to do a double published episode.
Yeah.
It's going to publish on 60 Cycle Hum and then also on the Effects Loop. Diaz's. Jesus. I just screwed your name up so hard.
D's podcast.
Jonathan's podcast.
Joe Nathan.
Joe Nathan's. Diaz's podcast over here.
Yeah.
So we're going to race them and see who can get more
Oh my God. You've already got more listeners by the end of the sentence. and he's already
maybe
a million times more.
Maybe people want to jump over and see, how you creatively edited it to have me say awful things.
I love how we all awkwardly smile.
So this was the last day of NAMM.
Yeah.
We're not going back. This is the perfect time for us to do a NAMM recap.
Absolutely. It's great because we're all like ready for death. Like we're just welcoming it. Please.
I'm so sick of guitars. I couldn't believe how many guitars were at NAMM.
Had to have been dozens.
I couldn't count that high, but it was a lot.
Yeah, well, we've got to introduce. We've got some guests with us too.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Corey Nigro from Facebook fame,
consumer extraordinaire.
That's a great title. You're a professional buyer.
You gotta get a professional buyer. you gotta get that on your badge next year. Consumer extraordinaire, professional buyer. You'll get all kinds of.
I can show up as a buyer and say, I buy for myself.
Was that what your did you have one of the badges that said you were a buyer's guest or something like that?
No, I was a writer and producer
for a different podcast, but they're not here, so we're not going to talk about them.
Ryan killed him.
It's easy to get a media badge.
It actually is.
It's super easy.
Look,
the 3 out of the 4 passes we got didn't even have our website or anything like that. Didn't have a link to anything.
Like you just have to write them and be like, I plan on making a podcast
to the
someday.
To the point where it's probably going to happen.
Oh yeah.
What's the rule? If you listen long enough, start a podcast.
If you listen to 60 Cycle Hum long enough, you start a podcast.
Hey, and by the way, good luck, Sean.
Yeah.
All right. Different Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, because we're gonna go.
Yeah,
we met
Sean,
a
a listener at NAMM.
A listener of 60 Cycle Hum.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe
Soon.
now the Effects Loop.
Soon a listener of your show. And he was asking us like what it takes to get started, and we're just like listen to the podcast and buy 2 microphones and a recorder.
Got 2 turntables and a microphone. Yeah.
Let's
Demonetized.
get an introduction
We've got
from our in-house Sean.
Sean Arbo from Gumtree Wire and Shop.
Yeah. Which
Historically
small
a
fame.
Sponsor of 60 Cycle Hum. Have you ever sponsored the Effects Loop?
No, we're actually we talked. We're gonna talk in a little bit.
Yeah, you're in talks, and it's not gonna happen.
Hey, listen.
No, but you've been a great supporter of a lot of like online content.
He actually made a harness. For
I did
me.
make it. I worked with Diaz and did a fun custom harness.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So
I actually live streamed it, and that was nerve-wracking.
I was heading to the movies, and I'm sitting there, like sitting in the movie theater watching the live stream up until the point when the movie started. It was the Avengers
Infinity War.
Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here, I'm like, and then I had to go off.
Guy in the back's like, hey man, turn it off.
As soon as I hopped off, you said like 45 people jumped on the
Oh man,
live video.
And I'm not good with like, I like to do it by myself, and I'm very take my time. But then when you get 45, which is no one, I mean, there's no one. But when you have a lot of people watching, all of a sudden you're like, my hands are shaking. I'm like, don't screw up, don't screw up. This is gonna look bad. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I tried it. Well, I might still do it.
It was, and it's a great harness. I absolutely love it. He did a really cool kill switch pot. That's actually all you have to do is push it in, and that's a lot of fun.
That
Yeah,
harness,
nice.
that harness was fun to make because you didn't see at that point, but like, so I matched it. You got the Lambertone pickups,
Lambertone,
the cremas.
crema pickups.
Yeah, and I discovered the output for them, like what they're supposed to be and the variance between them. So then what you didn't see is I went through based off of the kill pot, because that was the one I can't just find.
Yeah.
So I did the measurement of that, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna match it with the bridge, and then I did a 20% variance, which is based off of the pickups, and that took like 2 hours because it's not just the pots, but it was also the capacitors, which when you have a nice capacitor, you don't find a big variance like that. So that was fun.
Yeah, and
3 hours later.
I remember you were telling me that, and it
This
was
is
like
the attention to detail that goes into Gun Street Wiring.
it's
Shop,
insane.
guys.
I might have OCD.
Unofficial sponsor of this episode.
Yeah, that's it. He didn't realize that we've actually worked on a send him an invoice on
Hey, I'll pay. Let's be honest.
We can set our own price. It's a blank check, Ryan. This is great.
You know who I am?
So I think we need to talk about some cool stuff. I saw a lot of cool stuff.
You're just rubbing it in that I didn't.
You didn't see a lot of.
Thanks. No.
Ryan saw nothing.
I'm sure we all saw a ton of cool stuff.
I-
That's what NAMM's all about. Is like people showing off their hot new thing.
We're really big into. We hit a lot on the effects loop of the new things coming out. So I like getting into the kind of the quirky things. That's kind of where I like to sit. We talk like the air patch.
Explain the air patch.
So the air patch is I'm trying to think of how to explain it. You have a button that goes on your guitar via
I know.
suction.
I have 3.
Sorry, cool story, bro.
Okay, so you're putting it connects to pretty much what is a loop switch on your pedal board. You can put anything in the loop or an effects loop, and it controls it via 2.4 Wi-Fi. And
But it's just a switch. You're not sending a
it's
signal
a button.
through it.
I'm sorry, it's a button.
It's a button, but it's like I'm saying, it's a function of a switch.
Yeah.
Where you're not sending an audio signal through it.
No,
you're just triggering.
You're triggering
a loop wirelessly.
But the cool thing is what makes it, because when you say, like when you explain it like that, and that was the cool thing about NAMM, you get to see it in action and really appreciate what they're shooting for, because they're demoing to you how they see it being used. It has 3 different ways you can use it. It's got a momentary latch. It's got a what is it if it's not momentary?
Non-momentary latch.
It's latching.
It's
latching.
Latching and
Sorry.
non.
Latching
Yeah.
and then non-latching. It's a momentary, and then they've got reverse. It's reverse momentary, so it's always on.
Right.
You press it and it turns.
That's
off.
smart. Yeah.
And that's really cool for whenever you're doing. You can add quick effects. Say you want to do, especially if you're a wireless player.
Can you stutter it?
You can do a stutter.
Pretty
Don't put
easily?
anything in the effects loop. It's a kill switch.
But then you could stutter what's in the effects loop.
You can stutter what's in the
So
effects.
you could like stutter a fuzz on and off
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Does it drip?
The cool, oh my gosh, he's like triggering drips up there. But and like if you use a pitchfork, it's like having a whammy pedal right there.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And that's really cool, especially like if you're playing wireless, you want to look really cool. And I was kind of concerned when I first heard about it. I didn't really like knock it, but I had the concern, especially of how it connects to the guitar.
Well,
it's a suction cup.
At
It doesn't-
NAMM, there's definitely like an element of like there's a lot of people displaying who are displaying just novelty products that are like, okay, you're not going to be back here next year.
Yeah.
But so
Exactly.
when you see something new, your first instinct can be like, is that one of those? But then like a lot of these, like you can examine it, think about it for a minute, and like watch the demo, like, oh, you know what? Yeah,
You're
actually
thinking,
works.
you see it and you're like, I can see how I can apply that.
Right.
In my playing. I mean, I'm a big Tom Morello fan. that's something that's a lot of cool. You got a kill switch. You can do the whammy with it.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Yeah. Sean, what did you see?
Saw Blake in the bathroom. With his
I
head
saw
ripped off.
I saw
was a
real
ghost.
life Blake cut off cardboard Blake's head.
That was great.
That was perfect golden.
if for those of you who don't know, Cardboard Blake, 2 years ago before I had a podcast, I went to NAMM and Blake wasn't able to be there, and I was like, man, it was one of those random thoughts I put in the time bomb. I was like, what if we like made like a Cardboard Blake and I'd carry him around?
Yeah.
And it just kind of exploded, and it was really cool because we turned it into
It was like a fundraiser, right?
We did a fundraiser for charity. It was the
Was it the Live, Laugh, Love?
Live, Laugh, Love Foundation.
Josh Pataro.
Yeah, and we were able to do that, and that was really cool. And I think it even snowballed after Cardboard Blake. They did a raffle or something like that with a Keeley pedal was given away. and
Nice.
It was really cool to be a part of that. So this year Blake was here, and Blake brought me a shirt and a hat, and I was like, I got to do something. It's something small. I was like, I got a surprise for you, and I pulled Cardboard Blake out of my garage. I had to clean him out. He was been in the garage for 2 years. He was just a curve.
Oh my gosh.
So whenever Clifton Worley showed up, I think it was Clifton. No, it was Nick Hamilton who was staying in the Airbnb. When he showed up, I was ironing Cardboard Blake in the Airbnb. I'm like using the steam function. I'm like, that's gotta work. But I got him a little bit straightened out.
Yeah.
He was still acting a fool though.
I mean, yeah, sometimes you got to straighten out Blake.
And then Blake Wiley
Too rowdy.
decapitated him. I told Blake, I said, I'm not taking him home, and I know he's not flying home with you. We got to figure out something. So my first thought was like, well, maybe like Blake could light Cardboard Blake on fire. It'd be some sort of cathartic thing. And
The one
and
funeral
then, and then Blake was like, no, like what is wrong with you? And then we moved on to he can cut his head off, which apparently was better.
Can you imagine, like, you're a cop and you get a notice over the radio, like someone's starting a fire in a parking lot. You roll up and it's some dude setting fire to a cardboard version of himself.
I would love to be the news anchor working that night because you know you're gonna be on YouTube.
It's like, hey, what are you doing? Stop. Is this like a sex thing? What's going on? Is this like a 12 steps thing? Like, does this signify something?
The new self destroying your old self.
I just don't have a way to take it home.
I am not the old me anymore.
Just put it in a dumpster.
This is 2 years ago, Blake.
This is Walking Dead Blake. I'm a Stranger Things boy now.
The only way to kill him is to burn him.
You don't understand.
It's a zombie.
It's haunted.
He comes coming back and he's on Facebook now.
There is a Cardboard Blake Facebook page.
I know.
I know. I actually got the login and the password sent to me because I didn't have control. I didn't make it.
Right.
Since someone else made it. I was just like, they text me the username and the password. They're like, be careful with this.
What did you guys think of those pickup drum rotating guitars? Did you try
The
those?
Gyrox.
Gyrox?
They're in Wild Guitars, so I guess they're the same people most likely.
Right.
That was.
Did you try it?
I did.
Did
I
you
actually
plug it in?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah.
It was cool. That's one of those things that people have been trying to do for so long, is being able to change, like test out different pickups and and do all this stuff and demo. Like that would be. We'll get to that. But they've been trying to do it and they actually succeeded.
No,
this
I totally agree.
The best. This is the best way it's ever been done.
I walked past the booth and I was like, okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of these. It was that moment, like another one of these, another reinvent the wheel, another modular thing. Mm-hmm. And then today I was like, I've got a sliver of battery left on my camera.
Yeah.
I've got to go over there and cover this thing, check it out. I plugged in, I was playing with it. It's like the system works and it's smooth and it feels mechanically sound and like
they're well made.
You can
The
literally
engineering
switch
is like
pickups
phenomenal
in the middle of playing a lead and not miss a beat.
It's fantastic.
They did it.
Go look on
and then like
Instagram. You see, there's so many videos of people playing, playing, and all it takes, it's just like switching It's like switching which pickup you've chosen, like a pickup select.
Did you guys hear the price tag?
It's
$16,000.
$16,000. Okay,
but that's because
I understand.
I mean, that's that brand.
They're made in
of builder.
France too.
They're made in France, but like I would pay $400 for that system to install into my own guitar.
Oh, easy.
And then I'd pay $25 to $50 a tray to have extra trays around.
Yeah.
I would invest in that system.
Yeah.
Well, even the system of just taking the pickups in and out was just really well thought of.
It was.
Did you see him like open up the back?
Yeah,
It's
it's magnetic.
The back tray is magnetic. It pops open. The trays that the pickup
You slide it just slightly to the right?
I thought he was going to pull out the whole drum and like you have to
No.
like disassemble a drum.
One at a
It's
time.
individual trays for individual pickups. You pull it out. You can throw a new one in there. So you like, oh, I want those same 2 pickups, but I want a new one in there. The only con, the big con to this design, you're never going to fit a full-size humbucker in there.
No.
You're never going to fit a full-size P90 in there. Anything like that, it's got to be single coil size.
Yeah.
That's the bummer. But I like single coils, so it's not that huge of a bummer.
You can get a stacked humbucker in a single coil size.
But that's still like...
I know.
It's going to be a huge deal for a lot of people. Yeah.
That's version 2.
I'm sure the
2022
coming like
coming.
that big around to fit a humbucker on it.
Well,
The one is
have to,
arch
like,
top.
They have to be like a pineapple slices can.
I still think, but they're still very early on in this, and I know they like you said, they've got a little bit of work to do. I'm sure that they can find a way to put a humbucker in there. They're not going to be able to do it with the exact design they've got right now, though.
And the thing that it really illustrated to me when I was playing it through it and had my headphones on is just how bad Hot Rails sound.
Oh my gosh.
Take it back, Ryan. Take it back.
I've had Hot Rails and things. I'm like, oh, this is fine. I'm fine with this. But like going back and forth between the Seymour Duncan singles they had in there and the lipsticks they had in there, I'm like, oh, I like these lipsticks a lot better than I like the Hot Rail. Just because, like, I mean, I am a single coil guy, but like the Hot Rail, like, just was so muddy. It was just pure mud. That's how I felt about it, anyways. And they were all Seymour Duncans.
Oh
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they had antiquities. They probably got to deal with them. They're like, we'll use all your stuff for. We need what, 4 guitars, 4 times 16,000. No, like,
But if you're pushing high gain, you don't. It doesn't matter if you've got a muddy, Hot Rail or whatever. Like, you don't need high character stuff. You don't need personality in your pickups. You just need that gain, and that's it'll give
hotness.
you that hotness.
no
Those
pain,
are-
no pain.
With that system, you wouldn't be able to do a Strat trim ever, but you could still do a Bixby or a Duesenberg trim after that sort of thing.
Yeah, there wouldn't be enough.
There's no wood left underneath to put the springs in.
You've thought a lot about this.
I have. No, I think it's a cool system, but
He's like, I didn't sleep at
With
all.
5%
I'm gonna buy a
with
new
5% left
SL
on your
and
battery,
put a new one in it.
you put a lot of thought into this.
I literally had like a flashing single light left on the battery that powers my whole rig.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, no.
He's like trying to solve world hunger before it goes out. He's like, how can I fix their problems? he's like, for one $16,000 guitar, I'll tell you how to fix this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I
Should
don't
I-
want the pressure of a $16,000 guitar in my
What
life.
if they asked you to like do some demo work?
Oh, I'd do demo work and not keep the guitar. I'd do it for money.
What if they gave you a guitar?
I mean, it's $16,000. Like, and when I'm done with the demo, I could. I could sell it on Reverb for 15. I know that's a big.
Oh my god.
It's a rude thing to do to the manufacturer. Okay, I'd sell it for 15,500.
Let's see.
I don't want to screw over the manufacturer by undercutting them too much.
What did you see, Corey?
I really liked square amps.
You like square amps?
Square amps out of Austin, Texas.
Yeah, they did.
I
Yeah,
didn't see them.
We me and Diaz filmed a little interview video with him.
yeah.
Yeah, he has a funky style. He refurbishes
Wait, hold on.
old.
Sean was there when we
Right.
recorded. Include him.
I'm sorry, Sean was also there.
Okay, there we go.
I'm sorry, Sean.
In there in spirit.
Yeah. No, you were there in person too, or were you one of those ghosts I saw?
No, they do. They take old radios and they gut them
cool.
and they put a
Single-ended, yeah. He does like single-ended. He has an AC4 top-end boost model, a Champ on steroids model, and then like an old Supro Valco style.
Yeah, we're working on a. I'm gonna try to edit that video and get it up soon on YouTube, and we'll you'll be able to hear it. They sound great.
Nice.
They sound awesome. He had one that he took out of an old 1940s Buick, kept the whole radio, and it had the Buick buttons you could push and
yeah.
everything.
Oh, cool.
And he leaves like knobs so you can control like dials on there and stuff like that.
The
and
coolest thing that he had was one of the giant radios that like stood from the ground up. There's actual video I can show.
I know, yeah.
About that tall.
Like a console.
Yep.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
console, and that was fully functioning, and they're beyond reasonably priced.
I
in my
mean,
opinion. I think they're underpriced.
For a custom amp that has a cool vibe to it, with a handmade single-ended tube amp for under $800.
Oh, under 8.
the tall one, the tall
one was
console
1,000.
was or no, he said 1,200.
Oh, 12,
It
sorry.
was 1,200.
But he's slamming it into like found objects type
Yeah,
of
he
stuff.
he finds these
But that's
old
like
ones.
that's custom work every time.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
I mean, he doesn't. Most of them he doesn't
like, I think
refurbish a ton, but he makes them
He
stable.
said around $800 is like
Yeah.
average. That's his average. Like,
That's wild.
and that's like boutique. I mean, that's boutique
Oh yeah,
tube amp.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
and they sound killer.
Yeah. And what was it? Was it Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Matt's the owner. Was a very nice guy. And he's doing pedals. We
Yeah,
kept forgetting
that's
about
right.
the pedals. Everyone forgot about the pedals.
Most common names at NAMM.
Matt.
Matt's up there for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Ton of Ryans around.
Oh my gosh.
Lot
I was
of Ryans.
lousy with Ryans.
A lot of Sean's.
Ton of
Lot of
Sean's.
Sean's. One Diaz.
One Diaz.
One Diaz.
Uno Diaz.
Diaz.
Uno.
And there's only
Uno Diaz.
one Corey. Niagara.
I don't believe that.
There's only one Corey.
There's only
Niagara.
one Corey Niagara.
There's two
That's
in his
true.
town though.
There's another one in my town. I found out because I was getting his excise tax for his Mercedes. He's a neurosurgeon. I had to go down town hall. I'm like, I am not a neurosurgeon, and I don't own a Mercedes. I own a Chevy Spark.
You should have gone downtown and been like, hey, someone stole my Mercedes.
He looks like a doctor.
You could find
It looked
that.
like a doctor.
I come from a family of learned doctors.
I think a neurosurgeon stole my Mercedes.
Oh my gosh. Get him. Book him.
But the
Book him, Nano.
neurosurgeon's a smart guy. He figured out how to get someone else to pay his taxes.
That's right. That wasn't always your name, actually. He went and legally changed it.
I found a sucker.
You don't remember that though. Oh man.
What was your guys' is like?
What was the
What was
worst
your
thing? No.
jeer? What product did you see and you're like, oh no, or like that's dumb.
Klopse.
Klopse. Klopse is a spectacle.
Actually, I'm gonna post the video because I want it to be on YouTube because there's probably not a lot of videos when Klopse gets searched for.
No, honestly, the biggest one that I had an issue with that I found probably the dumbest thing there was the guitar drum.
Yeah, that was
That thing was dumb. Okay, so let's describe this thing.
gosh.
I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll remember to edit it in here.
I hope
But-
I hope they call you for demo work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I've got a great sense of rhythm. Like, you know how like acoustic guitarists will like pad out a beat on the body of the guitar and they'll loop it and then they'll play over it,
Yeah.
like at open mic nights and things like that. This is just a guitar body with no neck on it for the sole purpose of playing drums on it.
It's like a cajon shaped like a guitar.
But it is a guitar body, but they gave it this weird like dreadnought hole shape so that you can reach into it and grab your accessories that are stored in. I was watching the guy pull the accessories out of it and they like stick to the top of the guitar so you can have a little crash cymbal, or there's a little thing he was like scraping, like, you know, like one of
It
those
sounds like
fish-
someone's really bad
one of those
arts and
fish
crafts.
makers.
That's
No, it was like total arts and crafts, but like here's the problem I have with it. The use you have with this instrument, you could literally do with any pawn shop, garage sale, acoustic guitar. Just literally take the strings off, or like saw the neck off, and you're there. You've done it.
I've got it. Here's my question though. Whenever people do the beating on the guitar, it's because they're about to play guitar over the beat.
And what drum? Why is a drummer like?
Why do they want to look like?
Why do you want to look like a guitarist? You're a
That's
drummer.
stupid.
Get,
The
like,
guitars won't kick him out.
like, why make it look like a guitar? Make it.
He's like, I'm tired of the jokes. At least
Make
make
it-
it look like a guitar now.
Make it round. Make it
Yeah.
square. I mean, I guess like maybe that's a desirable sound now is the drums on guitar sound. And you're not a guitarist, you're a drummer, but still, like, buy a used guitar, cut the neck off, with a $10 saw from Home Depot and a little bit of sandpaper around off the edges, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You can do it. I believe in you. Anyone could do that.
Anybody out there?
Come on.
Yeah.
Safety first, then teamwork.
If you are an amputee, you only have one hand. You can hold down the guitar with your foot and cut off the neck with your hand.
We still believe in you.
Anyone can do it.
I have one that's not like it's not dumb, but it's just like why are you there? Is the beauty area?
Yeah. No.
No, I
Why?
can tell you exactly why they're there.
Okay.
It's because it's Nashville, and if you're looking around on like public day and also earlier in the week, there's a lot of ladies walking around who are doing like they're there for like singing reasons. They're like trying to become singers and stuff like that. So they're like checking out microphones and they're talking to like other like music professionals that are there. So there's like a performance aspect to it, and that's what's going on, I think.
Yeah. No.
When I walked by there the last 3 times, the average age was probably 74.
The dream never dies.
Right, but they're using.
I'll give you that.
I think they're using that marketing angle, like, oh, this is what your
Age-defying.
your favorite country like singer around here
I think. Well, I think.
would use.
Okay,
you know?
I'll give you.
I think that's the thing is they were really targeting like the performer, and especially I mean if you're most performers I mean except for the like us ugly guitar players.
Yeah. When I
if you're
saw
a
it, my
fun
first
person,
reaction
you
was
care
like-
about you want to
Like,
look
what the
younger.
hell?
Why?
But once I thought about it, which you could have done. Once I thought about it for like 2 minutes, I got it.
Every time I think, it just hurts. So I just like look at it and I just go,
I just
nope.
I just stopped. No,
No, but it is a performer angle.
yeah.
You know.
I'll tell you the thing that I really was.
I mean, is it any different than the booths at Winter NAMM that are selling like leather and like metal studded gear and
Yeah.
stuff like that for like the hair metal burnouts?
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's true. No, the one thing that I couldn't stand the tins units. So you know what a tins unit is?
No.
That's the. I feel like you said that, but you really didn't know.
I don't.
Okay,
A tens
so
unit.
A tins unit is it sends electrical shocks.
The muscle stem.
It's a muscle stem.
Yep.
Pretty much. They're called tins units.
Oh, is that the massage thing?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. All they
gonna
are.
say that.
They're called tins units, and it's actually a medical used product, but they're acting like it's new technology. These have been around since
Right.
God knows when. But the thing that got me was the rule used to be, and apparently they just said F it this year. You're not supposed to sell at NAMM.
They were selling?
Oh,
Like crazy.
blatantly.
Whoa.
So-
There's
right,
a lot
is
of
it-
selling that I didn't know. I was like, I
Exactly.
didn't know you can do that.
No, everyone's like, oh well, accessories and stuff they don't care about. It's like, no, the rule is supposed to be you're not supposed to sell anything because I've had to sneak stuff out of there because I just buy under the table. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, I bought a pedal board there
How
once.
much are those things? Did they have a
That
price on them?
here's the thing because they kept pitching, and there's 4 of them in different parts. So no matter if you were trying to get to another aisle, you almost had to
Yeah.
walk by one, and you're like, it's just like whenever you're walking through Walmart or wherever, and the guy from like DirecTV is there.
Uh-huh. I'm just checking the levels.
Okay. And the guy from
Cool story, Diaz.
DirecTV's there, and like, are you happy with your cable? And you're like trying to look down
Yeah,
and walk away
yeah.
real fast. They're like, normally these are $500.
Oh my God.
Damn special, $250. And I was like, I've said, I like them. I've used them before. I'm not looking to spend a bunch of money. Well, just for you, you're on a podcast. Yeah. If you talk about it, $150. Man, I'm really not looking to spend money.
Listen, it costs us $10 to make the thing. Make an offer.
No, then they're like, I'll do $125 and I'll throw in these accessories. These are shoes you put on your feet and you can plug it in.
Wait, shoes on your feet?
They're like sandals that the tins units run. And then then it was like, okay, $100 without the sandals. And I'm like, I just wanted to like scream, like, I don't want to buy anything.
But that's buck wild that they're shooting for $250.
Yeah.
And they're acting like it's an accessory that's
Exactly.
completely unrelated to the event.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know that like the strap companies, like if, like couch straps is displaying or something like that, you're like, oh, I really like this one. Put my name on the tag and I'll pick it up.
I bought a strap.
You bought a strap.
I bought a strap from a guy.
Well, because remember, you and
that's
was
like
it
totally
Nick?
different. Like a
Yeah.
strap's like $40.
No,
No, these were nice straps.
$120.
$120.
Sorry,
But-
I didn't tell your financial
But it's a custom.
situation.
It was a custom. I've
yeah,
paid
I
that
don't-
for a nice leather strap before, and it's never broken in.
Have I told you about the inner circle? Have you checked out our Patreon?
Yeah, you.
Find
I've got
Hey,
a.
hey,
strap.
Only
hey,
$10 a month.
you get enough free stuff from people. I don't need to join your inner circle.
That's my new thing. Whenever I find out that someone's spending big money on something, I'm like, hey, have you checked out Patreon?
Yeah, Patreon.com/the effects loop.
Hey, I
Big
gave
money
myself
over
a budget, and I didn't even hit a budget. So
You did good.
I did good. I won.
Hey, Corey, can I borrow $20?
You want $20? You're gonna have to earn it.
But
Oh, by the way, we
Bye,
all,
guys. I gotta get.
by the way,
Come on, Corey.
the pizza was $600, and we all are splitting it.
that didn't include the
even,
tip.
Yeah. Actually, the inner circle picked up the pizza tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
you.
Inner Circle.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's
For
really good
even for
pizza.
Tennessee,
Yeah,
it was.
that was.
You know what? It was recommended to us by osmosis via Blake Wyland. Yeah. Because
Really?
because I had a piece of conversation with him and the Harmony rep today.
Okay.
And they both talked about their favorite pizza place in town. We were looking at pizza places. You mentioned this one. And it's like, does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one Blake mentioned, and it like stuck in my head.
It was that
For
pizza
some
was meant
reason.
to be. Corey,
Yeah.
you weren't with us because I was actually we were out at the stoplight. I found one. And I was like, it's 3.8 stars. And I was like, well, we'll go to it. And then something was just gnawing on me.
Because I heard that when you said it here, it was like 3.8, 3.9.
Yeah,
was
and I
like,
said
Yeah,
that.
we were all our ears perked up.
I mean,
I need at least 4 stars.
I mean, my extensive palate doesn't go below 4.2.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot
I
about
really
yours.
judge things in increments past 4.5.
Yeah. So I looked out again and I was like, let's find somewhere else. And we found
I believe in
It
a
was
20-star
fantastic.
system.
It was a 5 out of 7. This pizza was a 5 out of 7, guys.
Yep.
Perfect score.
Perfect score.
Where did that come from?
That was there was
Never mind. I don't want to know.
there's
Sounds like you're
screenshots.
gearing up for a long story.
No. There are screenshots of pretty much one guy harassing another guy. And at one point, the guy rated the movie. He said, "I give it a 5 out of 7, perfect rating." Or perfect score. That's exactly what the guy rated a movie. I think it was Passion of the Christ or something
gosh.
too. It was insane.
I've been listening to the Your Favorite Band Sucks podcast. You check that one out.
Is it actually about like your favorite band and how they suck?
No, it's about like one of the recent episodes is about how like Madonna sucks, and they'll go after like sacred cows and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like their favorite kind of like trope on that show is like reading old reviews of albums, and the reviewer is just like, this is their worst album to date. Like there's all these issues. Like there's this annoying thing they do with their voice, and it never stops. 5 stars. And so it's like the reviewer is saying all the stuff that they want to say, but they've had pressure put on them by the label. Like you have to give this a 5 star so we can put it on, the poster or something like that.
Oh my gosh! It's like the reviewer doesn't actually get to give the stars.
Right.
They're like, it was horrible. I wanted to kill myself. 5 stars.
What were some other crazy things that name? There had to be more crazy things. The kids brand was there.
CNZ.
CNZ, and that's not really crazy. I just thought it was interesting that like we just heard about them recently in the past couple months.
There's a little bit of drama.
They're coming on full strong, and we don't need to get into the drama.
Okay, well, I was just saying there was.
Right. Ask us about it on the group, and someone will fill you in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Inner
someone will.
Circle, $10 a month.
Or for Corey, $10,000 a month because he's got a.
Because
We're trying to get to that budget, okay?
$120 strap boy over here.
Yeah, I know, right? Jeez.
But I was looking at that whole situation. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
Where I guess the story is there's some teenage kids, and the dad was already like an entrepreneur as far as like drop shipping stuff or something.
Yeah, I watched Shark Tank like 3 times, so I consider myself an entrepreneur.
Yeah. It's like that sort of thing. And the dad's like, hey, how about some life experience? You guys should start a company. And he like kind of gave them the help that kids would need from an adult.
Bankroll.
But for the most part, they're running it.
Those kids were working hard.
Yeah,
they were selling.
So
they were
they were
doing
selling.
good.
And you know what? They had a good looking booth. That you can tell by the product that it's the same
It's OEM.
rebranded OEM mini pedals we've seen a dozen times from Dawn or Deal and Joyo or whatever. Enzo
Outlaw
or whatever
Effects.
it's called. Yeah, it's the same stuff over and over again. but they're branding it the way they want to, the art that they want to. It's going to appeal to people their
Their
age.
art pops.
It
It's got a lot of colors
Yeah.
that just
And that's
grab
all-
your attention.
That's all it is, really. You want a mini pedal that kind of does the thing that you only need to invest in a mini pedal to do. Why not go on with the art that pops? They had OEM guitars there.
And ukuleles.
But like they had this offset. I was like, damn, the color on the thing is hot. I kind of want it just for the color on the body.
They had a Marcus Miller style bass too
Oh,
with the
yeah,
bound
that-
neck.
that
The thing
bass
actually
was
looked pretty sharp.
fantastic.
I didn't actually pick up any of the guitars, but like it's clearly they know enough to do cool things with their OEMs.
Yeah, they're not just buying it;
Like you said-
they're ordering it.
Yeah.
And they're running it because I went there Thursday, and their dad was there.
Well, they're kids.
No.
They have to have an adult with
No,
them.
hold on. I'm trying to go. Let me finish my story, Ryan. Their dad was there, and then he asked me
story.
a question. We talked for a minute. I didn't see him there the rest of the show.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
He's like, you're set, kids. I'm going to go check out Music Alley.
He was like, "This guy Diaz talked to me. I was really creeped out."
I gotta go. He's out back just like playing solitaire in the car in the air conditioning.
Was it coolest
What's up?
pedal you guys saw? Any cool pedals?
I loved the Albie from Big Ear.
Oh, the Albie's great.
That was really cool.
I've been involved behind the scenes with that one, but
Yeah.
this was the first time I actually got to hear it.
Yeah.
I've been prepping some stuff for a demo I'm going to do for it.
Yeah, we got to do an interview with Grant.
You guys have been hitting the interview game hard. Good for you.
Yeah, we got it. I had a really cool setup done where I was able to run a lot of. I ran direct. It was similar to the way you do things with your
Yeah,
demos,
yeah.
but not.
No, it was a good rig. I was looking at your rig.
Yeah, it was a little bit. Mine was more portable because I had help. You were doing the one man game,
Yeah, it was kind of intense.
Man
and
on
that
a
was
mission.
that was impressive. Like
We'll see
you were
if any
everywhere.
of it turned out. Fingers crossed.
Well,
35 videos with a big question mark over them.
yeah.
And a lot of sweat coming down.
But we did a video with him, and I'm hoping that it'll work out. Grant is one of those people that is very, very precise.
Yes.
in how he wants
Detail-oriented.
his item presented,
Mm-hmm.
and what he wants the customer to hear, what he hears.
Yes.
and that's really great. So I'm not sure if that's going to be able to be if we're going to release it, but I am supposed to go hang out with him at his house tonight.
What?
And we're gonna chill, and we're gonna talk, and we're gonna do, I think, a sit down,
Nice.
chill interview.
Nice.
Grant is like in my top 3 sweethearts.
We were
of this
we were
industry.
talking. Yeah, Grant
He
is
is
like
such a good
on the
guy.
number
Yeah, he
one
is.
for me. The first year I did NAMM.
Well, you're just upstaging me now. I said he's in the top 3. You say he's number 1 now. I look like an a-hole. But he's against guys like Joel Corte, notorious sweetheart.
Yes,
And like Ryan Ratasky, also notorious sweetheart.
he's a great guy. My first NAMM that I went, I just did the public day, and just like every person who does their first NAMM, it was a lot to take in really fast. And Grant, we had talked online beforehand, and he could see I have anxiety and stuff.
He's like a source of calm.
Yes, he could see I was
Yeah.
getting stressed out, and because I've got bad anxiety, and it's a lot of people, and if you're not used to it, it is very overwhelming. And
yeah.
he saw that, and he sat there, and he was like, "Come chill over here."
Nice.
He's like, "Sit." He's like, "There's this," and Karen also is a sweetheart.
Oh yeah.
It's
Wonderful.
see that's why they're number one, because they're a team.
I got to meet Joel's wife today, and
Yeah.
she's lovely too. I mean, I only talked to her for a minute or two, but it's
was-
like if you're married to Joel Corte, you're probably a good person.
Yeah. I got to meet a few. It seems like a lot of people are starting to bring the wives. I bring my wife. And
Kevin
then,
Equitz was
Kevin-
around.
Heather.
Heather is a
Heather's
sweetheart.
great.
And then Adam's wife, Christina.
Oh, she's also nice.
Adam Rohr from Let 'Em Hear.
Yeah.
He was there, and I met them, and we kind of went on a
that's
double
right.
date on Wednesday when we got into town. It was really nice.
Blake brought the
wanna get my-
family.
Yep.
Blake's
All
wife,
of the
also-
Weiler family.
Oh my
His
gosh,
kid was
Vincent
adorable.
Vincent is
Yeah.
that's my
Rocky.
best friend now.
Little Rocky.
Little Rocky.
Little baby smiles all the
Yeah.
time.
I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get my wife out here someday, but I don't want to bring the kids along.
No,
I
couldn't
maybe,
do the
maybe
kids.
maybe if we could get a sitter out here, like, so she could come and do like one day of NAMM with me and go around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the other days go and like have fun in Nashville and go find things to do and take the kids around. But I think she'd have more fun if we could leave the kids behind and do like, have fun in the city sort of thing.
yeah,
Good.
it's tough. That's like, I mean, because Jess was sick this trip,
Yeah.
and she's been back there, and I've been running around like a madman. I really was like wanting to push hard this year.
Yeah.
And she's been great, just been understanding that like I've been everywhere. She's like, we haven't talked for like 2 minutes today. She's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, go record the episode. Like she knows. Like, but she's
As soon
been
as
awesome.
this is done, I need to go do a FaceTime with my family because like
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Dude, yesterday was
I
your
feel bad,
anniversary.
like, leaving my family behind and coming in like because like you know I'm in this stage of my life where like I don't really get to like have friends unless I'm working with them. That's
Yeah.
where I am. Like
That's
I get
it.
to
Like
hang out
only
with,
friends.
I mean, Steve is my friend, and I get to hang out with him every other week and do the thing, and I get to come to things like this, and you guys are all my friends, and like it feels like everyone is your friend, you know, sort of thing. And it's really a wonderful time and a really fun time. But then like you were saying, like you hustle hard, and you're like it's a lot of work. Like I made 35 videos in 3 days, most of it in 2 days, and it's like that's intense.
Chris was only able to be here for 1 day, so I was really trying to network because we've got kind of a plan to make a push, and I was just laying the groundwork.
Oh, speaking of push, I didn't see TLB today. That's the biggest bummer in NAMM.
That is.
Sorry to interrupt.
That
your
that was
story.
worth it. I don't even care what I was saying anymore. like
You were making a push to do stuff.
yeah,
with
we're
the
trying.
show.
Yeah, and
Make contacts. Hey, you were hustling. I was noticing. You talking to all these people, interviewing all these people.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
And
He had a posse.
yeah,
I did. That
fire.
was like the coolest thing because I sat there because once Chris left today, I sat there. I put in our we had a little group chat for everyone who was in our house, and I was like, "Can you guys come help?" And boom, out of nowhere, it was like I was waiting for like doves to fly out and there to be like fog machines. They just come. You've got
We all walk slow-mo.
Everyone else is walking normal, and man, you guys are just slow motion walking. But
like a Velvet Underground song is playing.
Corey played cameraman, and he was checking the audio. And then Sean was back to, he was moral support. He was holding
cord boy.
cables.
Yeah.
It was great because I felt bad, but like that honestly was the hardest part for me for NAMM was my cable situation. Because we were running 2 mics plus either line in or a miking of an amp. So I had to like keep switching, and like when Chris was here towards the end of the day on Friday, we literally just had all the cables plugged in and we're like running from booth to booth.
Yeah, I tried to make my rig as cable free as possible.
Well, you have a really cool with the wireless mic.
I had the
little
wireless
lapel
mic, and then I was trying to use those Nux wireless plugs.
Did those work out?
I did like 3 videos with them, and then I started to hear interference.
Yeah.
And it was on the first day. I'm like, everyone's coming in, everyone's starting up their wireless rigs.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
I've got to do a cable. And
Last-
Sinusoid is sponsor anyways. I should have been using the cable.
Like, you know
anyways.
what's-
but like a cable is like, I was already having to use a cable for my headphones.
I was
So it's
just
like,
playing my sinusoid
it's
cable.
not like I could go completely cableless anyways.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I found. I think when I plan for next year, I'm going to try to find a way to reduce or at least make it more or easier to move from booth to booth.
let's stop talking about like our production experience.
Because everyone's really worried about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, let's talk. That's like the most, the thing that bores me the most, and audience people for both our shows.
sorry, guys.
Like, comment down wherever. Like, is it awful? Is it boring when we start talking about being podcasters and making podcasts and making our content? When we should be talking about the things you want to know about, like the guitar stuff.
Stuff.
Well,
and-
okay, all right. Here, we'll talk about this. What was, because even for like Sean and Corey, what was the moment that hit you? That was like, you're like when it happened, you're like, I'm gonna totally remember this for Summer NAMM. There's got to be one of the things that I'm really
Oh,
gonna
you remember this is the moment you remember from this summer, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like moments or like products?
Or like something happened that was like really cool that like whenever you tell people about Summer NAMM, you're gonna be like, that's gonna be one of the stories.
Oh, okay. I've got one. It was the first day. It was when I was first started shooting in the Fender booth. I had my whole rig set up, and if you've seen the picture on Instagram or whatever, it's like I've got an HX Stomp hanging off of my tripod with my field recorder above it, with the camera above it, and it's all black. It all looks very official. Like everything looks like it belongs together. Like it's this little station. And I finished demoing a guitar. I turn around, I put it on the wall. I'm grabbing the next guitar. I turn around, and this girl is sitting down in front of my camera rig and plugging into my Stomp, putting on my headphones, and she thinks it's like a demo station at Fender.
Very official.
And so I walk up as she's putting on the headphones. I was like, "Oh, this isn't a demo station. This is my personal recording rig." And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she's apologizing. I had this moment like, you know what? No. Yeah. Play the guitar.
Keep going.
Yeah, you play the guitar. They should have demo stations here.
That's awesome.
Send Fender a bill.
And I just
Like, what's your PayPal? I need to send you an invoice real quick.
And I just like step back for like 5 minutes, and she plays around. She was like playing one of the new Ventera Mustangs.
Yep.
And when she was done, I was like, "How'd you like the guitar?" And she said, "Oh yeah, it's really great. I like this and that and blah blah blah." I was like, "Yeah. Well, this is like my camera rig. I do like a podcast." And she like flips around, and turns. She's like, "See ya." Like a dust cloud. Like, I do not. I do not want to talk to a podcaster. But the fun part about this story is when I turned around to put the guitar back, I left the camera and the recorder running. So I have a recording of her playing.
Yeah.
So I need to like see what it's like, and maybe I'll blur her face out and put it in the video or something like that.
Or if she's a fan, contact Reinberg.
Yeah. If
Maybe you can get in the inner circle.
Or if someone saw the picture on Instagram and knows who she is, like have her contact me if she's okay with me putting her face on camera.
Yeah.
But the way she scrammed,
Probably not.
I don't think she's interested.
She's like playing midway. She's like, oh, wait a minute.
My moment actually happened today. It was a humorous moment. So I was plugged in playing some of the Keeley stuff over at the Boutiques Effects area there. Had the headphones on, and had just gotten one of the Mood tank tops that they were giving out. Ryan's wearing right here. And so girl comes up to me, and she, instead of like tapping me on the shoulder to get my attention, she does one of these and like rubs my chest. Ooh. So I was like, oh, hello.
Is that
So
one
then-
of your Tinder connections?
Single
So
and
I
ready
take
to mingle.
I take one of the headphones off. I'm like, yeah, what's up? She goes, can I get that shirt that all my friends have? I'm like, well, this one's mine. She's like, but you're not giving them out?
He's like, no.
She's like, you're not the one giving them out? I was like, no, I'm not the guy giving them out. And she looks back awkwardly at her friends, and they're just like, it's that guy over there.
That's great. Let's see. I got two moments. My moment would be last night. I'm gonna leave it.
Oh my gosh, that's your own damn fault.
Okay.
That's an urban legend right now.
Oh, yeah.
It is. So at some point, the best part is because there's gonna be people who are gonna wonder. Let's see how long we can keep this secret.
You want to keep it secret?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a Patreon episode.
It's going to be a 10-second clip.
No, dude,
and that's
I'm
it.
telling you, you got to publish it. It's
Dumpster
going to be legendary. He
the-
tried to record
okay.
an episode of the Effects Loop last night
And
with
where-
like 12 people in the room and 6 microphones. And
Ryan
my
Burke.
professional opinion before it happened was this is going to be chaos, and I contributed to the chaos as much as I could.
That was it.
It was the napalm.
Which is funny because in the
I
middle.
mean, if you're going to crash the plane, go straight down.
I mean, you essentially put the gasoline on the wood and threw the match.
Listen.
Guys, this is a real bad idea.
I told you it was going to fail.
The best part was whenever Nick Hamilton goes, didn't someone do this last year? And it was like really cool and all that. And I'm just like, it was me. Like, if you go back,
But
you,
look, we're
you can
doing
listen.
it here right now. 4 people is enough.
This is
Yeah.
better.
This is better.
This is better.
Yeah. And
This
we're
is-
not doing it late
and
at
you know
night
what?
after like a heavy drinking session and
That's-
being all rowdy. And
Okay.
It's
So,
2 a.m.
all right. So I
Like
actually.
when we got back here, it was already a party, and not even half of us were here yet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm gonna point out. All right, so I actually have 2. One was a great story that I'm gonna probably tell everyone. So I got to meet Vince Gill, which was pretty cool for me. But it wasn't the fact that I got to meet Vince Gill. That's
No, it
my
was
story.
cool for us too.
It was the fact that I went up to him.
You're so mean.
Say it, Ryan. Say it, Ryan.
I'm a bad person.
Oh my gosh.
He's not what he seems,
Okay,
people.
You went
Cool
up to
story.
Vince Gill.
And all I could say was, I said, I love you. And then I had to shoot something out. I was like, your playing is amazing. And he was like, and he was really nice. And that was like the cool thing is whenever you see these guys, I mean, if you don't know who Vince Gill is, check him out in the like country world, especially like the Southern gospel stuff. He's an amazing guitar player, and he is someone that has been around for a long time. So a lot of people love them, and it was just kind of one of those. I had a moment where I saw someone. I was like,
You fanboyed.
I love you. Yeah, I fanboyed hard. And then the other one was grapefruit vodka and Mountain Dew.
Oh my god!
Yes!
This freaking cocktail.
Yes. It's not like,
that Jonathan Diaz. you throw back a shot of grapefruit water, of grapefruit
vodka.
Water.
grapefruit vodka.
If you're
and
under
then
21 as
immediately
water.
Chase it
With
with
Mountain
Mountain Dew. And the way I'll describe this is like you're bookending with just these really drastic flavors.
Yeah.
And when they blend for a slight moment in the middle as they're blending in your mouth, you taste nothing. Yeah. And that is it's like
like
It's the calm before the storm.
It's like this sense of release
Yeah.
and relief and calm, and it's like being in like a sensory deprivation chamber, and then all of a sudden you're hit with that Mountain Dew.
Hit with the Russian Dew.
It's all over.
don't forget, I live in Tennessee. It's home Mountain Dew. Like, so that's just what it is. I've seen
I
people
don't
with
think
Mountain
anyone
Dew.
cares where the home of Mountain Dew is.
We do. No, I've
Straight
seen
from the tap.
Y'all sit
Comes in a
around
spring
and
up the
like,
hill.
This is
This is a
way
good
we-
97 Dew.
it's the way Grandma used to make it. They kept the old recipe.
I've seen people put Mountain Dew in a baby bottle. That's the world I live in.
California's
Oh,
got
the
Road
rave.
1.
Diaz.
I would pay money to see you at a rave.
Were you the one drinking the baby bottle wearing like a big diaper?
He saw someone doing it. He was floating outside of himself, watching himself do it.
What type of fantasy world are you guys putting me in right now? I have no idea what's going on.
Well, we already like made up this whole world where Clifton Worley is a huge rap
gangster.
producer.
Dude, the craziest thing, that was a cool thing for the trip too, was Clifton Worley rapping. Oh, someone's
Yeah.
got to pick the limo.
He laid down some rock. Oh, you got to tell.
Oh,
Okay,
the limo
all right.
story.
Corey, tell the limo story. You tell it great.
All right. So we've decided to roll up to the Stringjoy event in this limo. Be it we got the idea from this coupon in our Airbnb that said $10 per person, free beer per every rider, which not a good idea to rent a $10 per person limo. So they text me, they're like 5 minutes late. They text me, they're like, sorry, we're late. Slight mechanical issue. We'll be there shortly.
Car's
the
not
first
long yet.
So we're already off to a roaring start. So guy shows up, driver tries to open the door, can't. Just the door will not open. So then he like somehow goes, hits the unlock button a bunch of times and wrestles the door open. So we all climb in. 6 of us, so one would think a beer per rider, there would be 6 beers.
I'm not a mathematician.
I didn't finish college, but pretty sure that's not right.
Yeah.
There were 3.5 beers. 1 half beer was floating open. And so we enjoyed our 3 beers that smelled like feet. And then we finally, on the way there, we're getting going. We're on the highway. And then the lights die out. The air conditioning dies. And the guy's alternator is all screwed up.
He went into stealth mode.
And then you
He's
just
like-
hear
he's like,
him.
"No one's
So
gonna
we're in
see
like
you
the
coming,
dead
guys."
middle lane of the highway. And all you hear is him
Going
trying to hit the
60.
gas going, thunk, thunk, and nothing's happening. There's no engine going. There's nothing. So we're coasting. And then finally we gets over. We drop down to like 20. And then the lights come back on. And then we get going again. And then everything dies again. So this happens like 5 times before we even get to the event. It was just an absolute hoot. So the $10 became probably the best comedic value investment we've ever made in our lives.
It's fantastic.
What was your guys' favorite guitar? We're at 53 minutes.
Yeah.
I know it's annoying when
We
you
actually
talk.
have somewhere to be.
We do
We
actually
do.
have somewhere to
We
be
do.
with industry professionals like us.
That's right.
Like all of us.
Let's say
Minus me.
favorite guitars, and then let's go party.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm not starting. I've got to think about
I'll
it.
start. I mean, this is going to
it.
sound weird.
Do it.
It's kind of staring me in the face, but Nutter.
Yeah.
I haven't disclosed.
There goes
on,
mine.
I'm
I'm not going to say anything.
I'm gonna have to do it on Instagram before this episode drops. But Brian Nutter gave me a guitar.
And it is
It's a beaut.
It's amazing.
muy caliente.
And I'm like, is the one that I got the one that you were?
Yes,
talking about?
when I
Because
first
he
went
had
to
a lot of his new models are
the new set neck models are
It's fantastic.
They're wild.
Really cool. And those
Did
are
he-
just like the prototypes. He's like
Yeah.
just finished slamming them together, like the production
Yeah.
models.
No, when I first went over to his booth, and I had never seen his stuff before. I'd heard him on a couple of podcasts and stuff like that, and I heard his style was wacky. I wanted to go check him out, and I immediately saw this. I was like, Jetsons with a 3 pickup Sunburst,
Yeah, I
and
was
it's like boom.
every like pickup switching option you can imagine is in those things. You can disagree with me if you want, Sean.
No, I like it.
But there's out of phase for it's 3 humbuckers out of phase on each one if you want. Coil tapping for each humbucker. All the options so you can have all the pickups on if you want. It's
He was
wild.
really smart about it.
yeah.
And I love the knobs, like
Yeah,
the
great
push pull.
hardware.
They're different. You're not seeing this, and because they're push pull, they're sometimes the push pull if it goes flush against the body, you can't pull
get
it that
Yeah.
that
like when
great.
it's like the Gibson like bell knob.
Yeah, or like
can't
my
get it.
even my MJT Strat style has a push
Oh yeah,
pull.
the Strat ones are hard.
Yeah, that's I've got it on the grinder from Lambertones, and sometimes it can be tough,
Yeah.
but they're already raised up a little bit.
Yeah.
You can easily just boom get that.
Yeah. So, anyways, at the end of the day today, he texted me and he's like, "Hey, come by the booth. I've got something for you." And I thought he was going to give me a beer because everyone was trying to give me beers all day. And I roll up and Kevin Equitz is over there, and Brian Utter finishes talking to whoever he's talking to, and he's like, "Hey, Ryan, this is for you," and he hands me the case, and I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" And I like open it and I see the guitar in there, and like I almost cried.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
That-
it's literally like
I'm
your
like-
style.
I'm
too.
like, you mean like you want me to take it home and demo it? And he's like, no, this is for you. This is your guitar now. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's always
I walked out of the last day of NAMM like an emotional basket case over this. Like it means a lot to me. Like these are not cheap guitars, and he builds them individually by hand without like CNC or anything like that. Like these are handmade guitars, and I'm still like. I'm a little shaky right now.
you're just looking at the case and you
his
I see that
prototypes
tier.
though, how they didn't. Did he show you how the headstock never
Yeah,
hits the
yeah.
floor and stuff? And,
You can lay them flat on the floor,
Yeah.
and the tuners don't touch, and
Yep.
the headstock doesn't touch the floor and stuff. They
it's
have
a
a really
smart design.
They're a really
It's just-
unique design, and they're totally like, oh, this isn't some guitar that came off an assembly line somewhere, like someone designed it here. It's like, no, this guy like sat in his workshop and carved these things out. You know, one of my favorite guitars that surprised me is that Brian Nutter actually took me over to meet his friends up the road there up the lane,
I know what you're talking about.
Texas Toast.
Yep.
yeah.
I played 3 of their guitars today. They had a Most Right style one, and they had this like Les Paul gone, a little bit of telly single cut sort of shaped thing, and that was nice. What shocked me was I played a Gibson Modern style one from them. Instantly connected with it. Instantly.
He's still
it was
thinking
like
about it.
twangy and punchy and light and somehow comfortable to hold. I was standing up with it, but still, it was like, why is this guitar so much fun right now? And why does it sound so good right now?
You know what's also cool about those guys is the DIY stuff that they do. They do a ton of DIY.
Oh, they have their own. They have
Yep.
their own podcast and YouTube channel where they show you how to like do things and stuff. They were cool guys.
Yeah.
I need to go look up their podcast and start listening to them. They were really fun hang. Oh, and when I was interviewing the guy, I think his name is Matt because most people at NAMM are named Matt. The day before, he saw my cutoff shorts and he was like, "I'm gonna wear shorter ones tomorrow." And so I showed up today and they were shorter than mine by a couple inches. And so when I set up the camera for us to do the interview, I set up the camera that we're using to record right now. I hung it real low on the tripod leg, and I'm gonna edit it in to be Jort's cam.
Oh my
Every
god,
now and then it's just gonna cut to Jort's cam.
that's great. That's awesome. I had 2 that the Harmony Silhouette.
Oh, the Harmony stuff is.
Oh my god,
I've been watching that Harmony
Those-
stuff for like 2.5 years now, just waiting for it to come out because they have the prototypes at NAMM 2017. I'm so excited.
Did you
it's
catch a
coming out.
release date? Did Lauren say anything?
I
I
think
thought it was like a year.
I think it's getting. Oh, is it still a year?
I thought so.
That's
no,
what they
I
said a
think
year
it's
ago.
a lot sooner. 'Cause
Really?
They're shipping out stuff for demo people.
Wait, yeah, because he said something about they can't. There was one of the guys there said they can't keep them in the warehouse because as soon as they build them, they have to go out. So they are producing.
It's
it.
like a
Okay,
trickle.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's they're like a new division of Band Lab. They're being produced in the Heritage Guitar building, but not by Heritage employees, is what I understand.
Okay.
And so I think they are releasing it as like a trickle, where it's like
Yeah.
they put them out as they have them, sort of thing. The
Yeah.
orders are probably already in.
Yeah, that was great. And then also the B.A. Ferguson, is it the flyweight?
yeah.
The flyweight.
Dude,
Flyweight.
Those were cool guitars.
Those are really awesome. And we've got a video. I had a really good interview with him. I mean,
Yeah, I
it was. You're standing there.
I got your sloppy seconds. No, I didn't interview him. I saw you interview him. I was like, I don't need to interview him.
You did Dusty.
Diaz did it.
There's
I
no
just-
more questions.
Yeah, I just played the guitars and talked about how much I liked them because they are really cool.
They're great guitars and they're decent priced.
Yeah, they're like 1,200, 1,100.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think 12.99.
11 like
But
yeah, I
they're
think
pretty.
12.99.
I mean, that's the price range for the Harmony stuff.
Yeah.
But that stuff comes with the mono case. But then like the B.A. Ferguson stuff is really great playing, but it's very bare bones.
Yes.
Like, so there's a comparison there, but it's totally
I
different.
well the I like
different flavors of guitars.
Yeah,
too.
but like that small parlor style Harmony with the
I
gold
like
foils.
I like the Walker one.
Like the P90 gold foils.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told my contact.
Was it
over
the
there,
was
like,
that the Juno?
No, the Juno was the big one. It was the
Okay.
smaller one.
Oh
of
yeah,
that,
that's
the-
right. It was like the Juno Junior
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah. They need to put those P90 gold foils in some other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those things are killer.
Yeah.
All right,
they
Sean,
were
what was
nice.
your guitar?
And it comes with a custom little mono case for
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's like-
yeah. That's still prototype. That's
Yes.
gonna be a while till those.
That's
come
one
out.
I instantly picked that one out. The
I was-
PR woman, I think her name's Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren.
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Oh, she's wonderful.
Yep.
Uh,
She was like, "Yeah, you have good taste, but that's not going to be out for a while."
I was looking at it. Was like, I'm gonna have to do a real good job covering the other one I want.
Yeah.
If I get it, and then ask for one of those small ones because I like that small one. I could use that in a video.
The trem on that amp, though, the tremolo on that
I
amp.
didn't even use amp. I used my rig that has the stomp on it because it's easier for me to get a clean sound out of it. But I tried those Harmony amps at Winter NAMM, and they're great.
Yeah, fantastic.
And they look amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, they're beautiful.
They're great.
Like I'd be afraid to gig them because I wouldn't want to get it dirty, you know.
How about Sean?
I got two. One is not. Well, I guess both of them are not like a official release associated with NAMM, but it's more of they just have them at the booths. One is Brandon Wound had a 79 Les Paul Custom, but if you look at it, its finish is all gone, and it had like the headstock. It looked like it used to be black, but if you look at the headstock, it looked like it had fire damage, and you got close to it, and it smelled like nicotine. It was one of those cool guitars where you're just like, one, it's impressive that it lasts this long, and it played phenomenal.
And when you play it, you get cancer.
Most likely. All of a sudden, I'm like, man, I got a like
The
nicotine buzz.
pickups
It's
that
weird.
he made for that were.
They were
You're
phenomenal.
all really anxious and jittery the next day.
Exactly.
I
Like,
need
I don't-
that- I need
I'm
that
jonesing.
guitar.
I'm starting scratching.
That should be a trick that guitar manufacturers use at NAMM. Like they coat it in like nicotine patch juice, and then the next day you're like, oh man, I really missed that guitar.
I don't know what it was about.
What do you
I
think
just
was on that
loved it.
French toast guitar that you? That's what it was.
No, Texas.
Sorry, sorry. I was
That's a
thinking,
whole other country.
that was wild guitars. They're the French toast.
The second one is one of everyone talks about him, and I met Kevin so many times, but I never actually got to play with
Dude,
Equus guitars.
are
I love how see, that's
a
how
lot
you
of
know it's
them
that
were
good.
there.
That's how you know it's that good is because all we had to say was Kevin's.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
was like,
We're like
I got-
McAllister. No, Equits.
Get away from the boiler!
That's what happened when they went to France and he was building guitars at home.
I got to try Co's at the Winter NAMM, the pancake with the fuzz.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But like
yeah.
I never got to actually like sit down because I was in a line of
The
people.
Rayburn, the fuzz Rayburn.
Rayburn, yeah. But this one I was like I went off to do my own thing, and I think it was
the Ashford. His Ashford is nice.
Yeah.
it was phenomenal. I got to sit down there and
He
his
makes
necks,
beautiful guitars.
his necks are. I like a fat neck, and
Yeah,
his
that
neck was-
his.
it was
I'm not a
perfect.
fan of a fat neck, and that was like one of the things because, you know, when you're putting out a guitar for everyone to play, you get kind of you don't want to go too thin or too thick. His are like a nice solid neck, and they're just it's like the perfect size. The ones that he's putting out there, and they are thick, but it's not to the
Not
point.
over.
It doesn't. It's not like you're holding the end of a
I mean, you
baseball
really
bat.
do like when you pick up certain production guitars and the neck is so middle of the road
Mm-hmm.
that like it's such a compromise it doesn't please anyone.
Exactly.
And then you pick up these, you know, like small builder guitars where they can be so specific and so niche with the neck that it's like, wow, this is like a special treat. You know, this is fancy. There's like I haven't experienced a neck like this because you're used to picking up, you know, the equivalent of like a Mexican Strat or something like that, where it's
Exactly.
like the most middle of the road neck shape that anyone can get behind. Like not everyone is going to love a fat round baseball bat neck,
No.
but the people who do love it, when they pick it up, they're like, I can't get this from a production factory, you know, company.
Yeah.
Like you have to get it from someone who small builds.
Yeah.
And it's wild when you experience like that difference in the tactile response with the guitar.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're, and
Absolutely.
especially whenever you go from, you know, the only guitars you play are production guitars.
Yeah.
Like because where I'm at, I don't have a whole lot of like boutique builders I can go check out or anything like that. I've got Guitar Center, and I've got a place that stocks like PRS and all your typical Sam Ash Guitar Center guitars. But then you come to a place like NAMM, and like you said, it's those boutique builders that can
don't
do a
get to
neck,
see.
and you don't get to, and they're not going for middle of the road feeling neck. They're going for, like you said, something you remember that whenever you touch.
And I know, like, of all my videos that I did, the stuff I shot at Fender or at Reverend or the Kramers I shot at the Gibson booth, those are going to get the majority of the plays.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I'm going to make my nut, you know?
That's
Yeah.
the
But it's
flick.
like-
That's
but
the
I,
flick.
and I still
kettle
could
in a wine
have
mixer.
leaned in and done every guitar at those booths and every guitar at the Gibson booth. But yeah, I went around and I was like, I want to try Texas Toast. I want to play with Nutter guitars. I want to try the B.A. Fergusons. I want to try all these guitars. I can't try otherwise. Like I can go home, not record the Fender stuff, and go to Guitar Center and try out all the Venteras when I want and have an opinion on them.
Why don't you just go to
I
your
can't
Guitar Center
film there,
with
but-
your rig? Just go to
Don't mind me.
They have a picture of him on the wall. Do not enter.
Do not let this man come into the building.
I'm like, listen, I need to be able to film myself and record myself to know if I'm really like committed to a guitar before I buy it. So I'm just gonna try some stuff out.
Then I go home and I watch it and then I break it down.
The problem
I put it
is-
on
and this
YouTube
is-
just for safety
This
reasons.
is another moment where I'm gonna feel awful because it's gonna sound like I'm bragging or something like that. But like, I
It's
wonder,
humble brag. It's okay.
I wonder if I could walk into a Guitar Center and do something like that and not have them just recognize me.
Yeah.
Is that like
little bit.
someone there might see me and be like, oh, there's that demo guy. Oh, there's a demo guy.
Why,
here,
why
and
don't
he's
you wear a disguise?
He's demoing here. Let's get this guy out.
Yeah,
of
if you're
here.
filming yourself,
call management, you know.
I think you would at least be known as like, or recognized as like, oh, there's a demo guy here.
Right. Which is a.
But do you think that happens enough where they're like, but do you think that happens
No,
enough?
I don't think that happens at all.
Yeah. Like not one bit. No
I
one's
think,
ever done that.
Phil McKnight goes and films himself purchasing in Guitar Centers, but it's like someone's following him around with a cell phone camera.
Well, the music is win guy.
Does he go into Guitar
Oh,
Centers?
he goes into, well, he has the videos like what people hate, but I think he does mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
It's probably not Guitar Center. I think there has been a couple Guitar Centers, but he's also a pretty big personality where he could set it up. He could like, he probably has someone at Guitar Center he could talk to.
I do have it open to me to go to Pitbull Audio, which is a local shop that also,
I see them online all the
they-
time whenever
they-
I go to order stuff.
They ship all over the place.
Yeah.
I could go down there because I know the tech there and film in there, but then it's like,
Do you have to do like a Pitbull audio intro, like
yeah,
Pitbull?
but you know I'm fine with that.
I don't know, that's what just.
Thanks
Maybe,
for-
maybe it's the guy. But is
Thanks
there a
for-
rapper that was like named Pitbull or something like that?
I'd be like, thanks for Pitbull for letting me come down and film here.
Yeah.
But then there's an issue of like, it's a retailer. I'm using their stock of guitars. If I find something I don't like, I probably shouldn't publish me saying I don't like this
Yeah,
guitar.
like they're selling this guitar and the fit and finish is terrible. And
Right,
blah, blah,
right.
blah, blah, don't. Yeah.
I mean, I've got the format where I could be like, oh, here's 3 guitars. Which one would I buy? And it's like not
That one.
not nearly as negative because it's more like this is the one I'm positive towards. But it's still.
Oh,
looks
so
like,
you're telling me we should go look at all your videos where you test 3 things, and then trying to figure out which one you hate the
Where
most?
was the last spring reverb challenge?
well, if you pick
Oh my
one,
gosh.
if you pick one that you like, then obviously you hate the other ones more than the one
Exactly.
that you like.
You can only
you know?
like them or hate them. It is black and white. There is no gray.
There's no. You know.
No middle of the road.
I like
Alright.
this kid, but I hate this kid.
What?
When you know you're a parent, you can't
What?
just pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Oh.
kids. I hate you.
I hate you all equally.
I hate you the same, just different.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. You don't use the hate. You just say you like that one more than the other one. You don't say I hate you less than that one.
My parents
I
were
hate
very
you.
hate
nice.
you. I'm just disappointed.
He's like, I need to have a talk with my parents now.
My dad.
All right, let's wrap this up. We gotta go
Yeah.
party. This has been 60 Cycle Hum and the Effects Loop and guests. Bye, everybody.
See ya.